This is another of the Fiend's requests, and ye will like it. And also, for those about the things that he likes to do with this entire channel and videos, he will troll each and everybody of his introduction, because I create part of the introduction, but the Fiend wants to be in the intro, and I cannot blame for that. But he wants to be in the intro with the music combined, and the intro is the theme song here at Leo's Let's Plays Alliance, and that is what it's all about, because the Fiend will never leave each and every one of us, because this is his home here. But he does want to request here for in Leo's Let's Plays Alliance about the 10 best not so scary horror anime for genre beginners. So yes, another request from the Fiend. Yeah, by the way, he's on the comic strip thumbnails, on the thumbnails, as you would say. He's in it. Deal with it. So, fans looking to get invested in horror animes would be interested in these as starters, since they are great, but also not too scary. Tell that to the Fiend, who is scary. With a scary clown mask. He's like the combination of oh my gosh. He's like the combination of the Green Goblin and the Joker combined into one, but with a scary way. Who likes any type of genre with DC, Marvel, and Japanese anime to give out the juicy info of this Arkham Twin Day special weekend. Almost every anime viewer out there can appreciate slice of life shows that add some color to even the gloomiest of days. That's right. I mean, you don't have, let's turn that frown upside down. But every once in a while, viewers desire shows that are bereft of any feel-good vibes and are a little heavy on the stomach. Fortunately for days like these, there's a long list of horror animes to choose from. So in other words, line up, get in line, line up, and you're about to see the greatest line of your life. Or should I say, we'll list the top 10, or the number of the 10. Since anime is different from other mediums of storytelling, some of its horror-themed shows may not befit the taste of newbie viewers. So for the ones looking forward to taking a small step into some unique offerings of the genre, the list of gateway horror anime below might come in handy. And here they are. Number 10, Ghost Stories. It's a Japanese anime, if you want to know, but which is not so scary. But think of this like a little bit of Ghostbusters, but in Japanese anime manga, but with the comedy and horror combined. So, it's not a dark comedy. Think of it as like comedy horror, like Scary Movies 1, 2, and 3, but in a different sense. But okay, if you don't understand, I've heard of the movies, I've seen one of them, but not a big fan of it. Seen it, but it can be somewhat interesting for Japanese anime manga a little bit. Ghost Stories. So here we go. This is number 10. There are glaring differences between the sub and dub versions of Ghost Stories. So far, viewers looking for a blend of horror and humor, the dub version is more relevant. On the other hand, I'm going to say this, the ones expecting a serious, toned horror anime should stick to the original subbed version. Ghost Stories revolves around two siblings who move to a new town and learn about the ghastly rumors surrounding their school. Think of like Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo. Yeah, like, think of like Scooby-Doo meets Ghostbusters a little bit. That works! Which is pretty intriguing, if you want to know. Although they initially brushed them off, they soon learned that the rumors are true and the old school building accommodates ghosts that are after them. The animation style of the series may seem a bit dated, but it still manages to redeem itself. Well, it's well-written characters and their developments. Number 9, Pet Shop of Horrors. Like, what? That's a Japanese anime manga, if you want to know the name. Pet Shop of Horrors. Like, why are you telling me this? Because I'm giving you the names. Silly. And that is the Fiend's request. According to several reviews, the Pet Shop of Horrors anime, the Pet Shop of Horrors anime pales out compared to its source. Moreover, even its animation quality hasn't stood the test of time. But despite its shortcomings and limited budget, the 4-episode OVA does a reasonably good job at scaring viewers with effective storytelling. And and that's what I do, like the storytelling instead of role-playing. There's a difference, once again, there's a difference between storytelling and role-playing. Here's the thing, saying, isn't role-playing the same as storytelling? No, it's like being still and do nothing are two very different things. Storytelling and role-playing are two very different things. Not the same, they are different. At the center of its premise is a pet shop owner named Count D, who sells rare and mysterious pets to people. Like, what? Each pet comes with a contract the owners must confirm to, for if they fail to do so, they must prepare for dire consequences, like Castlevania style. I'm sorry. And it's like, yeah, how's that work out for you? I don't know. Number 8, High School of the Dead. It's a Japanese anime. It's a Japanese anime if you ever heard of, but I'm pretty sure some of those may have heard it and some don't. And others are like, what kind of Japanese anime manga are you talking about this? Well, since where did you get this stuff? It's the request from the Fiend, and you're going to wonder why, and I'm going to explain it to you why of called High School of the Dead. For viewers who are easily turned off by fan service, High School of the Dead may not fit the bill. However, for others who are looking for an anime that seamlessly combines the fan service brand of comedy with action and zombie horror, well, so much for Monster High. I've heard of it, but not seen it. I've heard of it, but haven't seen it. Its plot revolves around the group of high schoolers who narrowly survive a zombie apocalypse. Determined to figure out what caused the pandemic in the first place, they set out on a journey to unravel the secrets around it and find their loved ones. Great. It's like Resident Evil, but not so scary version. It's like, think of it as a little bit like Scooby-Doo and the Ghoul School. Only not so scary. Like, it's a little bit without Scooby-Doo. Without Scooby-Doo, if you want to know. A bit of Monster High and Scooby-Doo and the Ghoul School without Scooby-Doo. And Shaggy and Scrappy. And there you have it. Unbelievable, isn't it? Number 7. Ayakashi from Samurai Classic Horror. Yeah, like, why would you know, Why would you pick that name? Oh, it's simple. I'll tell you. In its 11-episode runtime, Ayakashi narrates 3 classic Japanese horror stories. So what? Due to its involvement, I'm going to say this, of many local cultural references, the series may not engage all viewers. However, once a viewer is well versed with the show's symbolism and imagery, its experimental art style and storytelling pay off well. Instead of heavily relying on cheap jump scares, Ayakashi builds a grim atmosphere with its music and detailed background imagery. Along with that, it also sheds some light on the common issues that people face during the Edo period. If not for its offbeat approach towards horror, many viewers will find it intriguing for its historical and cultural explorations. Talk about storytelling in a campfire song. Number 6. Junji Ito Collection. Like, what? Is the Junji Ito Collection? It's a Japanese anime, if you want to know, but whether it's the manga or the anime TV, whatever, with an Uzumaki adaptation underway. No, this does not relate to Naruto at all. If you think so, you're dead wrong. Now would be a good time to catch up with Junji Ito's other cosmic horror tales. For those who are too scared to delve into the world of Ito's unparalleled horrors, this anime could serve as a perfect getaway. Although several reviews suggest that the series tries to cram way too many Junji Ito tales in its 12-episode runtime, and its pacing is all over the place, the anime makes up for its flaws by capturing the very essence of Ito's trademarks. Okay, so it's one season, but with a good runtime, and I don't know how I feel about this. Maybe I'll watch it, maybe I don't. But depends on my mood. If you're saying that to yourself. Number 5. Parasite. The Maxim. You know, that it's a Japanese anime manga with the why is it like that is so scary but not so scary at the same time? The science fiction genre is replete with stories of body-snatching aliens. So, yeah. So, conceptually, Parasite brings nothing new to the table. Yeah, it's a Japanese anime name, if you want to know. Parasite. Capital P-A-R-A-S-Y-T-E. That's how it's spelled. So, conceptually, yeah. It unfolds in a world where alien parasites burrow into human brains and acquire complete control of their bodies. Which I kind of did a little bit on that without the alien thing, of course, if you want to know. Like the body snatching thing. And in the comic strip thumbnails of what I did from previous years. And to the present day and also in the future. What makes the series stand out, though, is the psychological explanations and suitable developments of its main character, Shinichi. Like other humans, Shinichi too becomes a victim of a parasite. But instead of hacking into his brain, the alien rests in his right arm and gives him the ability to battle others. Like, what? From being an ordinary school young man that he is, Shuichi... Why is it... I thought it was Shinchi. Why would it give me the wrong name? Curse you! Turns into a warrior who is often weighed down by his own expectations. Like, you gotta be kidding me. I'm not kidding. That's how it works. And like that is something that nobody can do, and that is something that I never thought this somewhat relates to the comic strip thumbnails of my own storytelling, if you want to know. Pretty interesting. Wow, that is just downright trodden, isn't it? Oh yeah. And what else that can be something else by the Ghoul, which is the name of the other one, which I'm going to explain, is called Number 4. This one's kind of, now bear this with me. Dorohedoro. That's right, Dorohedoro. Yeah. It's a Japanese anime, if you want to know. It's spelled capital D-O-R-O-H-E-D-O-R-O. Dorohedoro is one of a kind, with a dark dystopian world in its backdrop. It follows the adventures and misadventures of a reptile-headed man who's determined to find the sorcerer who cursed him. Oh no! It's Dr. Connors! It's the lizard! Help! I'm sorry, but he kind of looks a little bit like Dr. Connors, who is not a doctor, who calls himself the lizard. But instead, it's this. His adventures lead him to lead him to a ghastly underbelly of his world where sorcerers rule and nothing as it seems. Wow. Although CGI animation has a bad rep in the anime circle, if you want to know, Dorohedoro breaks the norm by recreating an almost flawless CGI adaptation of its source. Its gothic cyberpunk aesthetic feels visceral. And its fascinating world building and characters never leave a dull moment. So yeah, number 3, Tokyo Ghoul. Yes, I'm pretty sure for those who have heard of Tokyo Ghoul before, since its release, Tokyo Ghoul has divided viewers. Like this one on this side, the other on this side, and the other, or one of the piece of pie and the other not with the piece of pie and some other stuff. While some appreciate for its gripping plot points and stellar production, others remain dissatisfied by the inconsistencies and undeveloped storyline elements. Regardless of one's opinion about it, it cannot be denied that the series instills some genuine chills and thrills. As many reviews suggest, it may be lackluster compared to the psychological depth of its original manga. However, when it comes to its action, the show... well, yeah. The show has enough gore and intensity to keep most horror fans hooked. And you call it not so scary, it goes from not so scary to scary. Yeah, that's how it leads to something like that. Like there to this. It's like, think of it as like TV shows Adam West Batman meets Michael Keaton's Batman. That's how when things go from light to dark and everything becomes easy peasy lemon squeezy, goofy, slice of comedy, slice of life thing, to action-packed, getting serious, and the characters get killed off and not in a good way. So yeah, that's how it is. And finally, number 1. Actually, I was wrong. Number 2. You think I played this? No, I didn't. It's number 2. The Promised Neverland. Like, how is it this part that's the not so scary that goes into scary thing? The first season of The Promised Neverland took the world of anime by storm. both shonen and non-shonen fans united to appreciate its hard-hitting opening, impressive graphics, and brilliant storytelling. Although its second season failed to impress most viewers, newbie horror fans can definitely check out its check out its season 1 to get well versed with the high standards of quality horror anime. Set in a dream-like orphanage. This'll be interesting for you now because the Promised Neverland has something to bring on the first season, but the second season, not so much. The show revolves around 3 orphans who have the time, that's right, who have the time of their lives under the protective eye of their mama, Isabella. However, their ideal perception of the orphanage is soon shattered when they learn that there's a lot more to their mama than meets the eye. And number 1, I will hold this for you, and now it's going to be released. Dead Man Wonderland. Why Dead Man Wonderland? Here it is. As the title itself suggests, Dead Man Wonderland promises a lot of violence, intriguing characters, and plot developments that rarely require any emotional investment. I said statement. Investment and go with the statement. And for the most part, it does deliver everything it promises, but offers nothing more than that. Its setup is all about the nightmarish adventures of a young boy who gets falsely convicted for mass murder and gets sent to a prison amusement park called Dead Man Wonderland. To survive, he must find a friend among other sadistic inmates imprisoned there and win deathly games he's forced to play for the entertainment of onlookers. And that goes to show you, not so scary goes from to scary. Not so scary to scary, and you call that not so scary? It gets scarier when the season moves along! And that's why it tricks you! And that is the fiend why he wants to make things not so scary to scary when the season prolongs to one of those shows, Japanese anime TV shows, and or manga of the comic books. That is why it gets, how do I say this? It's like, it's a slice of life if you want to know. So it gets quirky. So all of it is quirky. Then all of a sudden it gets from quirky to not so quirky at all. In other words, it goes from not so scary to very scary to super scary to horrifyingly scary, and there you have it. Oh, that is just completely understandable how the Fiend wants to request this video in the first place for a Japanese anime Arkham Twin Days Weekend Special. He puts food on the table, and then he eats it because he likes to eat what's in front of him, and gives out requests for these type of videos and episodes. Unlike the ones he picked with Sword Art Online about, why is that avatar a woman, but it's a guy? What kind of world is this? I don't like it. This is so sick and wrong. I'm going to go wash myself in the shower and be cleansed. Ah! Talk about a really bad nightmare to wake up to, isn't it? But instead, you went into a virtual reality for this nerve gear, and then all of a sudden, you want to forget everything what you saw that has ever happened and have amnesia and never remember this ever again. I guess that's how it feels like it, doesn't it? But we are going to stop here for the time being, and thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, favorite, and subscribe, and tell me, what do you guys think of Arkham Twin Days Weekend Special of the Universal Lore, which I just did give you the juicy info of Japanese anime manga here on Leo's Let's Plays Alliance of Marvel Spider-Man, because everything is Arkham of what I said before, thanks to the Fiend's request. Do you like it or hate it? Mash that like button and or share this video if you guys like Arkham Twin Days, such as myself, because not everything is rainbow ponies and unicorns. As your friendly neighborhood spider cop, who takes chances making mistakes and getting messy, and not to mention, the Fiend will make his requests of what he likes to choose of his own choosing, which I'm pretty sure he likes it, and not to mention on the thumbnails he's on, of course, including that he will be on Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, and not to mention parts of Super Smash Brothers, and whichever way he goes. So anyways, Godspeed, play safe, and shalom. Remember to fight with honor, love, truth, and justice, and I'll see you guys next time for more episodes here on Leo's Let's Plays Alliance. Friendship is magic for everyone. And see you guys next time for more of Arkham Twin Days. I'm gonna go run in the alley and just not feel good. Oh, I'm gonna need a cup of coffee, and then I'll go with decaf.